there, folks. James Hilliard for Connection, joined by Tim Figueredo. He is with APC by Schneider Electric. We're going to be exploring the EcoStruxure IT expert over the next few minutes. And Tim, appreciate you taking time and joining me.
Thanks, James. Happy to be here.
Let me set the stage here on EcoStruxure. It's a vendor-agnostic monitoring system at its core, and it's giving us insights into our data centers, into all those IT devices, maybe at remote locations. We're going to look at some case studies here, like how people are using this. Let's start with retail. What are you hearing from retail customers on how they're using EcoStruxure?
Retail is very interesting because there's times throughout the year that IT administrators might not even be allowed into their own stores due to high traffic from customers and the fact that they don't want that IT stack to go down. So that's one area where they can get eyes into these remote locations without actually having to go. But another use case in retail is at point of sale machines. So if the power goes out and you can't take your customers' money, it's not helping business. So these point of sale systems need to stay up and running at all times, and putting a battery backup on each of those is the solution to that.
Let's branch out into government. Let's look at manufacturing maybe as well. What are some of the unique situations going on, say, in a government use case?
Government's an interesting one because there's a lot of different size footprints that a government entity may have. It may be a full state, or it may just be a city or a town. But regardless of the size, usually there's a lot of buildings that go with each of these government entities.
Sure.
And trying to get from building to building can be tough, especially at rush hour in some of these larger cities.
Right.
So a more efficient way to monitor and manage all of the IT physical infrastructure assets at these locations is to put them on that central screen. There's no need to drive from location to location to check out status updates or rely on some non-tech savvy person to give you a status update of the machine. You can see it all from that one central pane of glass.
And I mentioned manufacturing. Those environments can be extreme. I'm thinking moisture, dust, things like that. How are manufacturers using EcoStruxure?
The key buzzword that we've been seeing in manufacturing is operational technology, OT. And what this is causing is people to put IT setups in non-traditional IT spaces. And what we want to do is put sensors around these spaces so that we know if it's getting too dusty or if there's a leaky pipe that's dripping onto our IT gear. And you can set temperature thresholds, you can set a bunch of different alerts in EcoStruxure to make sure that you know immediately if one of these physical threats is threatening your environment.
And let's talk about education as our last use case. I've got 3 kiddos in school. I've heard stories, hey, Dad, didn't do much today because, hey, we couldn't get the computers working. There was a problem with this, that. How is EcoStruxure solving problems in the education space?
Technology and learning is coming together quicker than you can imagine. The days of the overhead projector and even the traditional whiteboard are a thing of the past now. And we need to be able to keep that IT stack up and running in each of these classrooms. So if you think about it, there might be over 100 network closets throughout a school district, and usually it's a very small IT team trying to manage this. So the most efficient way to wrap your arms around that entire physical layer is to make sure that you're monitoring it remotely and setting the proper alerts and thresholds so that small IT team can take care of all the issues before they knock the power out.
And keep those kids learning, which is why they're going to school and what we want for them throughout their day. Tim, really appreciate you joining us, telling us a couple stories here about how EcoStruxure IT Expert is being used in certain verticals. Folks, if you want more information, we encourage you to head to connection.com/APC.